I'd like to welcome everyone to our segment today entitled Power Through an Entrepreneurial Journey of Courage and Tenacity. So I'd like you to welcome my guest. Her name is Tané Goode, and she is the owner of FitMiss Dance Studio in Detroit, Michigan. Hi, Tané.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us today. I'm really excited to hear more about your story because I do follow you on social media. I love your posts. What is FitMiss all about and what type of services do you offer?
So, FitMiss is a women's cardio dance class for all skill levels. It's just geared towards getting fit. Cardio is our main focus. We have like a 10-minute core section where we work on like our abs and squats, but most of it is just dance cardio. It started off as just something fun for me to do because I've been dancing all my life. And then once I became an adult, I'm like, hey, dance kept me in shape. So let me get back to it. The dance cardio has been like the number one pick for a lot of women who want to get in
Yeah.
shape but don't really want to go to the gym.
You recognize the need that women
Yes.
want to have this type of environment. What actually gave you the courage to do it and get started?
Going off to college and then coming back home as a young adult, coming home and just going straight to corporate America, sitting at a desk all day. The money was good and everything, but I'm like, something's missing. So then I started to notice that, hey, I do have a dance background. I need to incorporate some type of fitness with that and stop trying to search for other places to provide it. 'Cause let me start my own. Why am I asking everybody? I have the skill myself. When I started FitMiss, I really didn't know where it was going to go. I was just like, let me just start and see what happens from here. And after just like maybe 2 or 3 months of doing it, I had like this vision. I'm like, FitMiss is going somewhere. I felt it. I'm like, it's gonna be big. I didn't know how big. I didn't know how long it was gonna take to get there, but
Mhm.
I felt it just off the strength of how much fun the women had and how they kept coming back.
A lot of women have these ideas and they're like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to start. But
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just a matter of just start and try
Yeah.
and see how it goes. If it bombs, it just bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Or try again or tweak some things.
Where I messed up at and what took me so long is I wanted to find this lovely building that was like a storefront building where I could put a big sign say FitMiss Dance Studio, because I was looking for a building before I even started the business. That didn't make sense, but at the time that was
Mhm.
how my mind was working. So I knew a young lady who owned a dance studio and I rented out her space, and that's when I started the class. It went from me renting out her space for like a year and a half, and the business continued to grow, and I was able to finally get into my own space. I was still working a 9 to 5, balancing that with the job that I had on top of still having that energy to teach the class in the evening. Having my son at the time, I was a single mom. So he was like always with me by my side while I was
Yeah.
going to the classes. But when it was time to
Mhm.
actually get my own space, that's where the obstacle came, where it came to getting people to stay consistent. Now, they may love the class, but we know in the fitness industry, it's hard to stay consistent. So
Yes.
have classes full week after week, and then it just starts to fall. So I kind of learned the game now with fitness. But then, of course, like things in the background, finances, affording the building during the pandemic, that was crazy. As it grows, I had to realize I need help. I was doing everything by myself. So it did get kind of overwhelming, and it came out of nowhere, which is a blessing because the business is growing.
Yeah.
But it was just like, as the business grows, you have to change the way you do certain things because you are only one person.
A lot of women are so used to doing things on their own that it's hard to delegate and to trust
Yeah.
people. But if you want to scale and grow, that's one of the things that we kind of have to do. Let's kind of transition into results that you've been seeing in the women, not just only physically, because that's a huge part of it too, but also
Okay.
mentally.
My eyes so watery because I'm thinking about it now. I didn't realize how much I touched these women outside of
Mhm.
just fit. I'm like, all I'm doing is teaching a fitness class, but I've had women like that come to my class just to get away from home. They may be battling with some things from home. They're like, this hour away from home is everything for me. Like they'll be upset if I have to cancel class or something. It's their me time.
Yeah.
And around other positive women. Once we are done with class at 8:45,
Mhm.
I already plan to be there another 30 minutes to an hour because the ladies can never just leave. They're talking and mingling and just catching up on each other's weekend. I've seen women crying, hugging each other, praying together. I never thought it would turn into this when I was creating the class. You guys would be amazed to hear the stories that I've heard, hearing people tell me how much FitMiss HipHop has changed their life. This went in a direction I never expected, but I love it so much.
You are giving of yourself and serving these people in a way that you didn't even know or intend to, outside of just the physical aspect, and building a community. This is mission driven work, because you're not just speaking to the physical needs of your community, but also to their mental, and just helping them to be better people all around. And the other thing that stuck out to me is that you're fulfilling their lives, but also fulfilling yours at the same time. So it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
So that's one of the concepts about this whole summit, is that I want women to be able to understand that transitioning into your mission driven, whether it's a business or a career, it's not just about the money and all that, but it's a fulfilling thing on both ends. You're serving people, meeting the needs, as well as your own in the process. And I think that's amazing and awesome what you're able to bring into these people's lives. You're a great motivator. I see your posts, all these women with their faces and they're happy and dancing and doing what they love. And I know that motivation is a huge part of your job. So how do you navigate running this mission-driven business, helping and serving others, and then fulfilling your role as a wife and a mom? And I'm pretty sure there's other things that you have going on as well. How do you find time to take care of yourself? And they have all these different competing priorities.
It took me a while to figure out that I was not balanced. I'll say that. I was at first thinking like, oh, I got this going on, that going on, I'm doing this. Okay, stop. It's just too much that's everywhere. I legit have to look at my calendar and I have to make sure I can add that 5 to 10 minute phone call to my schedule, because we start off just, a few clients here and there, one class here and there. Now it's pushing 8 classes a week, several emails coming through, phone calls coming through, got to call somebody back, text messages. It is just a lot. I legit had to come up with a schedule for my personal life and business life. So now I have a schedule on the times that I can actually touch my phone and be on social media to promote the business. If it's not on the schedule for me to have that phone in my hand, I have to put it down. I would say be okay with letting stuff sit for a moment. It's okay, 24-hour, 48-hour window. You have a big project, you got to take it piece by piece, literally. Yeah. And that's legit how I have to run everything, even at home. It's strictly family time, because I know this myself as well with my husband, constantly talking about what happened in class and what I got to do. And this, he's all ears, he's listening, but at the same time, I got to remember, let me give him a break from talking about this business all day, every day. You really miss out on enjoying the fact that you're a business owner and enjoying your family when you let all that just constantly be in your all day, every day. You look up like, man, the whole year went by. What'd I do? You may accomplish a lot, but you haven't had time to embrace it.
You got to balance and you got to have boundaries.
Yes. A true business owner who has a passion for what they're doing is so hard to just put it down. I come up with better ideas when I walk away from it for a while.
That's true.
Then I come back, I'm like, okay, let me try this.
Well, I get a question from ladies in my community about seeing other women doing the same thing that they have a passion for. And it kind of scares them away from starting. What advice do you have to women like that?
For example, I guess you could say hairstylist. Well, I'm not going to do hair. Everybody's doing hair, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it must be something good in that industry, because everybody's doing hair, everybody's booked and busy, and women want their hair done. So I'm not the only dance fitness person out here. There's other cardio classes around here that people can take, but it's the environment that I provide, my attitude, personality, the way I motivate, the way I promote the class. I got people who I know personally who are in the fitness industry and run their clients away from not speaking when they come through the door.
Really, I think what it boils down to is finding an excuse not to do it.
That is definitely right there.
So how can women be more confident in walking away from toxic clients? Every customer is not for you, even though you have a business and you want to make money.
I'll say this, because I was taught this by my parents. All money is not good money.
Oh, that's good.
You want to make sure your peace is there versus trying to make that dollar. I've been blessed with great clients, and I think it just feeds off of who I am as a person. I just don't draw the negative people. And if there are any negative people, I don't really allow them to open up and be negative because I don't feed into it. So they kind of veer away and realize, okay, she's not about that life. So I'm just going to go
Right,
on a positive.
exactly. Moving towards this idea of using social media to brand yourself and to tell your story, which I find that you do a really, really good job at. There's this pressure to create all the time. And a lot of women struggle with wanting to bear certain parts of themselves out there due to insecurity and fear about being judged. What has helped you accept the challenge of opening those parts of yourself to the world via social media, and how has it helped you drive success in your business?
I try my hardest not to get too tied up in the social media world, but realistically, when you're running a business, it's free advertisement, and it has really, honestly, saved the business and helped me create this business by being able to just post a video on picture and get it across to the world at this point.
Yes.
But what I've learned about social media and my followers is once you gain that, I guess you could say, personal connection as well, they
Yeah.
tend to trust you more, and they tend to want to actually participate in your class. I see other people just kind of open a little bit more outside of just business. It was more engaging. So now I'm posting more about me outside of the dance world, and people are really like amazed to, see me outside of just 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go. Like, they see me more on a personal end, like, and get to really see my personality and what I do outside the business world.
Even though it's in a social media setting, they're still trying to find that something to connect with you. So it's okay to kind of share those different connections, because that can help build trust, and get that engagement that Tané was talking about. What would you tell your younger self, seeing where you are now and what you know?
Like, have that vision, but it's important to break it up in pieces. I will also tell my younger self to not worry about what anybody thinks. Because
That's a
that,
good one.
oh my God, that held me back from so much. Even just like my college days of everybody forcing me to go to school to do a certain thing and taking me away from my actual dream.
Yes.
But in my mind, I'm like, that's not what I want to do. But everything obviously happened for a reason. But I feel like I would have gone into a different direction earlier with my business if I wasn't so pressed about what others would think or what they were telling me.
What's next for Tané?
Definitely want it to be worldwide, virtual classes available, other women teaching the classes, big events. I want the fitness class to be a fun experience each and every time.
This is big, and I'm inviting this community to pray towards that end for Tané, that all those visions and those plans that she spoke about, that happens for her. Thank you so much, Tané. I really appreciate your time.
Congrats to you on everything that you're doing as well. I love this. This is amazing.
Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this talk, and please go follow Tané on social media and support as well.